Thank you for choosing Wisdom of the Dharma. If you found this video insightful, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new update. Your support helps us keep sharing powerful, life-changing wisdom with the world. And don't forget to drop a comment below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Let's grow and learn together. Part 1. What if your bracelet is blocking your wealth? What if the very thing you wear every day, the bracelet around your wrist, isn't helping you, but quietly working against you? There's an old saying in Eastern philosophy, objects remember intention. In the world of Dharma and Feng Shui, no item is ever just decoration. A bracelet, a ring, a statue, even a simple bowl, can become a spiritual amplifier or a subtle blockage depending on the energy it carries and the way it's used. Years ago, I met a man named Alan at a quiet retreat in Oregon. At first glance, he looked like someone who had it all: a sharp suit, polished shoes, and a luxury car parked outside. But he didn't come to show off, he came to find answers. Alan was a self-made entrepreneur, but despite his success, he felt something slipping. The money still comes, he told me, but it leaves just as fast. My team is falling apart, and I haven't slept well in years. He wore a black beaded bracelet, elegant, expensive, clearly chosen with taste. But when I asked where he got it, he shrugged. It looked good, so I bought it. That's all. I invited him to remove it for a moment and hold it in his palms. I asked him to close his eyes and ask one question: what energy have I attached to this object? He sat in silence. When he opened his eyes, there were tears. This bracelet has been with me through every stressful negotiation, every angry phone call. I never thought it could be holding that energy too. That moment marked the beginning of his shift, not because the bracelet was cursed, but because he finally became aware of what he had unconsciously infused into it. This story isn't about superstition. It's about awareness. In Buddhist and Feng Shui traditions, wealth is not merely the result of effort, it's the fruit of aligned energy. You may be working hard, doing everything right, but if your environment, or even the objects on your body, carry conflicting vibrations, your fortune may constantly slip away like water through cupped hands. In today's exploration, we'll dive deep into the hidden power of bracelets, not as fashion, but as energetic tools. You'll learn why certain materials, shapes, and even the side you wear them on can either invite abundance or block it completely. And more importantly, we'll uncover the spiritual principle behind it all. You don't just wear the bracelet also wears your energy. Are you ready to see your wealth not as a chase, but as a reflection? Then let's begin. Part 2. Energy and Karma, Why Objects Hold Power. In Buddhist philosophy, energy is not abstract, it is deeply personal. Every thought, every word, every action leaves behind a trace. We call this trace karma. But karma isn't just something floating in the air. It attaches itself to people, to places, and yes, even to objects. Imagine walking into a room where someone just had an argument. There's no shouting now, no visible tension, but you feel it. The air is heavier. You hesitate to sit. That's not imagination. It's the residual energy, the karmic imprint, left behind. The same principle applies to the things we wear, especially objects that touch our skin daily, like bracelets. From the Buddhist view, objects are not passive. They are carriers. They absorb what we radiate. A bracelet worn during stressful business meetings, family conflicts, or financial anxieties slowly becomes a container of that emotional energy. And unless we consciously cleanse or repurpose it, that bracelet keeps echoing those vibrations back into our field. In Feng Shui, we refer to this concept as energy memory. Everything retains frequency. A crystal left untouched on a shelf is still absorbing environmental chi. A bracelet on your wrist is even more sensitive. It's in constant contact with your body's meridian points, your pulse, your emotional shifts. That's why it can act either as a shield or a silent trap. Let me share a story from a student named Karen. She worked as a financial advisor. Brilliant, disciplined, ethical. But no matter how much she earned, she always found herself drained, both emotionally and financially. During a retreat, she revealed that she wore a jade bracelet her ex-boyfriend gave her. It was beautiful, but the relationship had ended painfully. I asked her, "Have you ever cleared it? Re-energized it?" She looked confused. "It's just a stone," she said. But when we walked through a simple cleansing ritual and set a new intention, something shifted. I didn't realize how much of the past I was still carrying, on my own wrist, she told me later. This is not magic. It's mindfulness. Objects, especially those we wear, are reflections of our internal landscape. They resonate with the energy we live in. If you wear something daily, it deserves your presence, not just your attention to style, but your awareness of spirit. Before you choose a bracelet for wealth or protection, ask yourself, what kind of energy am I asking this object to hold for me? And more importantly, what kind of energy am I offering in return? The bracelet is not the source of power. You are. But when aligned, the two together can become a vessel of transformation. If what you've heard so far has stirred something within you, maybe a memory, a realization, or even a quiet sense of curiosity, pause for a moment. Leave a comment below with the words, "I'm ready to align my energy with abundance." Sometimes, it's not about doing more. It's about being more aware. If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel so you don't miss the next lesson in our Dharma journey. Here at Wisdom of the Dharma, we don't chase wealth. We cultivate it, from the inside out. Now, let's explore the bracelets not as ornaments, but as living companions, each one carrying a specific lesson, energy, and purpose. You may be surprised by how much a simple bracelet can reflect who you are becoming. Part 3. The 7 Dharma Bracelets that Transform Your Fortune. Before we dive into each bracelet, let's pause and reframe what a bracelet truly is. In the eyes of the Dharma, a bracelet isn't a lucky charm or fashion statement, it's a physical extension of your intention. It's a spiritual mirror. What you wear close to your pulse influences how energy flows through your life. In Feng Shui, it channels chi. In Buddhist understanding, it absorbs and returns karmic vibration. These bracelets, when chosen with awareness and worn with presence, are not just accessories, they are allies. Let's walk through 7 of the most spiritually resonant bracelets and the quiet teachings they hold. Number 1. Black Quartz, the stone of boundaries and clarity. Black quartz isn't flashy. It's not colorful or dramatic. But it has a quiet power that makes it beloved among spiritual teachers, monks, and high-pressure professionals alike. Known in both Feng Shui and crystal traditions as a protector stone, black quartz shields you from toxic energy, both emotional and environmental. It's a stone of boundaries, making it ideal for those who are often drained by chaos, conflict, or indecision. Take Marcus, a corporate lawyer from Chicago. His work life was intense. Always on, always performing. He wore a sleek silver bracelet for years, thinking it gave him an edge. But after attending a silent retreat where he was introduced to black quartz, something shifted. He replaced his bracelet with a handcrafted black quartz band and began a small ritual, placing it on his desk before calls, and holding it before difficult negotiations. It was like setting an invisible wall, he told me months later. The noise stayed out. My thinking stayed sharp. The bracelet didn't change his clients. It changed him. And that changed everything. Black quartz holds water element energy, which nourishes wood signs and calms fire signs. But even beyond elemental theory, it helps wearers filter out the energetic background noise that so often clouds financial judgment. For those working in law, finance, or business leadership, this clarity is priceless. The lesson of black quartz is this: wealth doesn't just come from ambition. It comes from discernment. The ability to know which doors to open, which words to say, and which thoughts to silence. Number 2. Fox Spirit, charm that earns, not just attracts. Among Feng Shui symbols, few are as misunderstood as the fox spirit. Often reduced to tales of seduction or superstition, the true essence of this talisman is charm with purpose. In spiritual terms, it is the art of creating harmony through presence, a subtle magnetism rooted in awareness. Elena, a visual designer in her early 30s, used to struggle with visibility in her field. Her work was excellent, but clients forgot her. It was like being invisible in a crowd, she once said. During a spiritual fair in Santa Fe, she was drawn to a rose quartz bracelet shaped with a delicate fox figure. The vendor told her, "This isn't for attracting love. It's for awakening your own light." And awaken it did. Within weeks of wearing it, Elena noticed something shifting, not just outside, but within. Her posture changed. She began to speak with more certainty. Her clients started referring others. Not because of magic, but because of presence. The fox spirit in Feng Shui symbolizes cleverness, adaptability, and relational success. When paired with rose quartz or amethyst, it creates a field of emotional intelligence. It helps you connect with others authentically, a vital skill in business, negotiation, or any money-influencing relationship. This bracelet reminds us, the universe doesn't reward invisibility. It responds to alignment. When your energy is open, calm, and genuine, opportunities don't need to be chased, they begin to recognize you. Number 3. Agate, balance is the root of fortune. Agate is the stone of the steady heart. Unlike flashier crystals, its power lies in its subtlety, its ability to balance emotional swings, quiet reactive thoughts, and create space for wisdom. Let me tell you about Harold, a retired school teacher who decided to try his hand at investing. Full of enthusiasm but driven by fear of missing out, he bought high and sold low more times than he cared to admit. His daughter, noticing his growing anxiety, gave him an agate bracelet as a gift. "It might not change the market," she joked. "But maybe it can help you breathe." It did more than that. He began wearing it before checking stocks. He found himself waiting longer, observing more. Eventually, he started journaling his financial choices, something he never imagined doing. "It helped me pause," he said. "And in that pause, I often made better decisions." In both Buddhist and Feng Shui philosophy, impulsive action is one of the biggest obstacles to lasting wealth. Agate neutralizes emotional spikes. For those who find themselves making decisions under stress, this stone offers sanctuary. Its colors reflect nature, earth tones, soft blues, greens, and grays, reminding us that abundance grows where there is peace, not urgency. Number 4. Jade, the heirloom of steady wealth. Jade is more than a stone, it's a cultural treasure. In many Eastern traditions, jade is not just worn, it is passed down. From mother to daughter, teacher to student, as a symbol of longevity, wisdom, and integrity. David, a widowed father of 2, found himself constantly stressed about money. He worked hard, but lived in fear of losing it all. One day, at a local temple, An elderly monk handed him a small jade bracelet. "For peace," the monk said. "Not for wealth. That comes later." David wore it every day, not expecting miracles. But something softened in him. He started playing guitar again with his kids. He smiled more. His business stabilized. Clients returned. "The bracelet didn't make me rich," he said. "It helped me feel safe enough to live." Jade carries wood energy, harmonizing beautifully with earth and water signs. It nurtures, heals, and builds emotional security, all of which support long-term financial growth. In Feng Shui, jade is placed in wealth corners to invite abundance that is stable, not just sudden. Its lesson? Fortune that lasts is built on a heart that feels safe. Number 5. Pichot, the guardian of unshakable prosperity. The Pichot isn't gentle. This celestial lion-dog creature from Chinese mythology devours gold and never lets it go. That's why it's revered as a symbol of wealth accumulation and protection. Teresa, a chef who once declared bankruptcy, was introduced to a Pichot bracelet by a fellow entrepreneur. At first, she dismissed it as superstition. But when she wore it to her restaurant's reopening, she felt more grounded. "It gave me this weird sense of confidence," she said. Within 3 months, business tripled. Customers commented on the energy shift in the space. She later learned that in Feng Shui, Pichot bracelets not only attract money but guard it, repelling sabotage, envy, and misfortune. The Pichot is particularly potent when combined with tiger's eye or black quartz. But it isn't just about pairing materials. The wearer must also honor the bracelet, keeping it clean, placing it respectfully when not worn, and never letting others touch it. The Pichot teaches us, wealth is not just earned. It's protected by awareness, intention, and spiritual guardianship. Number 6. Agarwood, scent of the sacred, breath of clarity. Few materials are as revered across spiritual traditions as agarwood. Formed only when the Aquilaria tree is infected and responds by producing a fragrant resin, this wood is literally born of suffering, transformed into treasure. Jonas, a creative director in his 40s, came to me after a series of failures. His once bright career had dimmed. He felt lost. During a temple visit in Kyoto, he received an agarwood bracelet from a monk who told him, "This is not for success. It is for remembrance." The scent became his daily ritual. Each morning, he meditated with it for 10 minutes. Slowly, ideas returned. Not rushed. Not forced. Inspired. Agarwood is known for cleansing energy fields and connecting wearers to higher vibrations. It brings focus and serenity, a rare combination in today's world. Financially, it helps restore clarity in decision-making. Spiritually, it anchors us back to what matters. Wearing agarwood is like wearing the story of resilience. Its aroma is not just pleasant, it is sacred. A reminder that even in hardship, something beautiful is forming. Number 7. Tiger's Eye, the courage to chase what's meant for you. Tiger's eye gleams like sunlight caught in stone. With golden brown bands that shift as you move, it has long been considered the gem of warriors, leaders, and pioneers. Kelsey, a recent college graduate, once told me she wore tiger's eye not because she believed in energy work, but because it made her feel less scared. She had grown up doubting her worth, constantly second-guessing her decisions. Wearing the bracelet during interviews and meetings gave her a strange boost. "It's like it reminded me to be brave," she said. That reminder mattered. She landed a dream job at a startup, then started her own business a year later. In Feng Shui, tiger's eye resonates with the fire element, ambition, courage, transformation. It pushes through fear and uncertainty. While other stones calm or protect, Tiger's Eye activates. It says, go. It's best worn on days when decisions must be made, presentations given, or steps taken. It helps the hesitant move forward with clarity. The Tiger's Eye lesson? Wealth follows movement. Not frantic motion, but focused courage. Not hustle, but knowing when to leap. As we reflect on these 7 bracelets, one truth becomes clear: prosperity is never just about effort, it is about alignment. Each bracelet is more than a symbol. It is a reminder of who you are becoming, what energy you are cultivating, and how mindfully you are walking through life. From the grounding clarity of black quartz to the courageous fire of Tiger's Eye, each one teaches us something different. They are not lucky charms. They are energetic companions, quiet teachers guiding us to deeper levels of self-awareness, intention, and karmic maturity. Wearing a bracelet doesn't change your fortune overnight, but it does shift your posture. It invites you to slow down, to listen, to choose wisely. When worn with reverence, with mindfulness, and with sincere purpose, these bracelets become powerful bridges between the material and the spiritual, between your effort and the energy that supports it. You don't need to chase every opportunity. You need only align with the right one, and be ready to receive it when it arrives. Sometimes, that readiness begins with something as simple, and as sacred, as what you wear around your wrist. Part 4. How to choose and wear it with Dharma insight. Reframing the question, what are you really wearing? Before you slip on a bracelet, ask yourself this: are you simply wearing a stone, or are you carrying a message? In both Buddhist and Feng Shui thought, physical objects are not neutral. They absorb energy, reflect intention, and amplify presence. A bracelet, especially one that rests against your pulse, is an energetic anchor. It mirrors your inner landscape. If your mind is scattered, it holds that frequency. But if your spirit is steady, it amplifies peace. In Dharma practice, this is known as form-reflecting mind. The bracelet is not inherently lucky. It becomes powerful when worn with mindfulness. In that sense, choosing a bracelet isn't about superstition. It's a spiritual act of self-awareness. Choosing the right bracelet for your energy type, the 5 elements. Each person is energetically aligned with one of the 5 elements: wood, fire, earth, metal, or water. This is determined by birth year in traditional systems, or sometimes by observable personality and behavior. If you belong to the wood element, you thrive on growth, creativity, and movement. Stones like jade or black quartz, linked to water and wood, enhance your vision and support your ambition. For fire types, passionate, energetic, sometimes impulsive. Choose grounding stones like agate or activating ones like Tiger's Eye to transform that drive into sustainable success. Earth types value stability, caregiving, and loyalty. Prosper from warm-toned stones, Tiger's Eye, Peugeot charms, or yellow-hued agate, to deepen your foundation. Those with metal energy are precise, disciplined, and logical. Opt for stones like black quartz or agarwood to soften rigidity and awaken intuition. Water types are introspective, fluid, and emotionally deep. Harmonize with jade or agate, which offer grounding while maintaining flow. Matching the stone's elemental nature with your personal energy brings resonance. And resonance attracts luck. The left versus right wrist dilemma, a spiritual explanation. In energetic philosophy, your left wrist represents receiving. It's your inward channel, the place you draw in support, protection, and abundance. Wearing your bracelet on the left allows you to absorb its energy directly into your system. That's why left wrist wearing is best when attending interviews, making pitches, or calling in new clients or opportunities. Your right wrist, on the other hand, is for releasing. It is action-oriented, connected to your external interactions. If your goal is to repel negative energy, create space, or establish boundaries, the right hand is your ally. Use this distinction wisely. Wearing the same bracelet on different days, on different wrists, can shift how it works for you. 4. How to awaken your bracelet before wearing. Just like lighting incense before prayer, a bracelet worn with ceremony holds more power. Here's how to awaken your bracelet. Cleanse it, rinse it under natural water or gently wipe with a cloth soaked in herbal tea, like sage or basil. Let it dry under sunlight or moonlight for several hours. Smoke cleansing. Pass the bracelet through incense smoke, sandalwood, palo santo, or agarwood. This purifies absorbed energy. Speak intention, hold it close to your chest and say, "May this bracelet support my clarity, attract good fortune, and reflect compassion in my actions." Chant a mantra, optional. Try reciting Om Mani Padme Hum 3 or 7 times while holding the bracelet. This transforms the bracelet from an object into a spiritual vessel. 5. Maintenance, keeping your bracelet spiritually clean. Everything that absorbs energy must also be cleared. Wearing your bracelet daily means it picks up all sorts of frequencies, some supportive, some not. Here's how to keep it energetically fresh. Regular cleansing. Once a week, place it on a bed of sea salt or clear quartz overnight. Alternatively, let it rest on your open palm while you meditate. Avoid sharing. Don't lend your bracelet to others. Like a toothbrush for the soul, it adapts to your unique energetic pattern. Another's energy can confuse its alignment. Intentional rest. When not wearing it, store it in a small cloth pouch or on a dedicated altar space. Treat it like a sacred tool, not a casual accessory. Wearing is a practice, not a shortcut. A bracelet doesn't fix your problems, but it can remind you that you are not your problems. It can bring you back to your breath, your values, your calm center. That's its real gift. To wear a bracelet is to begin a practice. You carry it not for luck, but for presence. You wear it not to change fate, but to align with your deeper intention. The next time you put one on, ask, "What kind of energy am I bringing into this day?" Then let the bracelet do what it does best, not create magic, but amplify the magic you're already holding inside. Part 5. The Dharma of Wealth. What if wealth was never something you chased, but something that responded to how you live, how you choose, and how you show up each day? Throughout this journey, we've explored bracelets made of black quartz, jade, tiger's eye, agarwood, each with its own frequency and story. But perhaps the most powerful bracelet of all is the one that can't be seen. It's the invisible circle of awareness that wraps around your intentions. And that, dear listener, is where true wealth begins. In Buddhist teaching, money is not evil. It is neutral, neither good nor bad. It becomes either depending on how it is used and the mind that holds it. When wealth is pursued with greed or fear, it leads to suffering. But when earned through compassion, clarity, and mindful action, it becomes a blessing, not only for you but for those around you. Let me tell you a short story. A weary traveler once climbed a mountain in search of a bracelet said to bring fortune. After many days, he reached the hut of an old monk. The monk listened quietly and then handed him a simple wooden bead strung on a piece of thread. "This is not gold," the traveler protested. "I came for the bracelet of wealth." The monk replied, "This bracelet is made from the floorboards of a burned-down temple. It carries the energy of loss, rebuilding, and faith. Wear it with humility, and it will teach you the meaning of true wealth." The traveler left, disappointed. But over the months, he kept the bracelet on. He began working with care, treating people with kindness, and living with intention. Little by little, fortune came, not as a sudden windfall, but as stability, respect, and peace. Only then did he understand. The bracelet didn't change his life. He did. And so will you. As you choose your bracelet, or continue wearing one, remember, the stone is only part of the equation. The rest comes from your awareness, your gratitude, your courage to act in alignment with your values. Let your bracelet be a daily reminder that wealth is not found in accumulation, but in alignment. Not in hoarding, but in flow. Not in possession, but in presence. If this video has spoken to you, leave a comment below with a powerful affirmation like, I attract peace. I act with wisdom. I walk in abundance. Subscribe to Wisdom of the Dharma, turn on notifications, and share this teaching with someone who might need it. Together, may we all move through life a little more grounded, a little more grateful, and a lot more awake. May your path be blessed. May your energy be clear. And may your bracelet always remind you that the true treasure is already within.